Oh. So first shot of the day, and I just had to stop and take the battery out of the camera and put it back in so it would start. And it's not as cold as it has been. Now, can I ride through this? This does... no. If I pick my areas... oh, that's brisk. Rightio. This wasn't the way I was going to go, but just up the road I startled a few brumbies. Well, actually they startled me too, to be honest. They exploded out of the trees 10 metres from my side, straight onto the track. And rather than keep annoying them, I've come a different way. Oh, well. My instinct tells me to cross over. Rightio, we'll go across. It's all in shadow, so it's hard to read from the distance. But the right hand side just seems like it's going to be a bit mushier. Rightio, I can put the wheel down now. I can. Oh, gotta tell you though, I'd love to have feeling back in the toes. Whew. Okay, and now we're about to ride through some mud. Okay. Oh. Whew. I'll go up from eco to power, to tour. So it's a little bit squishy. Oh, that's very squishy. I'll keep the speed down so I don't throw crap over everything, including myself. I guess I should mention the last couple of rides where I was playing with the power glitch. So bottom line, if you're going to run the battery down till the motor turns off, if on this particular bike, which I assume should be typical, what will happen is if you use higher power settings, then it will shut your bike down completely. But if you get to that switching the motor off automatically and you're in eco, then it allows the bike to remain turned on so you can change gears. And the other interesting thing I noticed from the data was I put up a comment on the last video in regard to the 9,700 kilometres versus the 64 charge cycles on the battery. So that came out at, I was averaging 151 kilometres per charge cycle, which I'm very happy with because I've had a lot of rides in the last, say, 2 to 3 months where I've gone out and really hammered it with high power use, and I'd be lucky to get 90 to 100 kilometre range. So for my average to be 151, it was good. Anyway, I'm going to take you to one of my favourite spots, and it's even more favourite now because I noticed last week they had repaired the track, and it's a track that runs under the power lines through the bush. So those of you that do bush riding, you know how challenging, exciting, and indeed on occasion daunting those tracks can be. For years it was that washed out, you just no way in the world you could make it on any bike. Even the motorbikes were struggling. So now that it's been repaired in the last week, I've been up it at least 5 times. I still can't ride all the way, I've got to be honest. One, there are 2 drainage swales toward the top where the front wheel tends to lose usable contact with gravity, shall we say. In other words, it becomes that light you have to lean forward, which means you're changing your load position on the rear wheel, and that's at a point where you've also got loose rocky rubble. Even though they've repaired it, it's not smooth and a good solid surface. So I shall get back to you when we're about to play. Catcha. So we have the highway to our right and the power lines to our left. Right, I know I'm going to end up at the maximum power. So we're there now, and we're in gear 4. Very soon we'll go to 3, 2 and 1. And that is what we're looking at. I've tried this a couple of ways. Slow, trying for grip, or fast, trying to bounce my way over the low grip spots. None of it worked for me. Rightio. There's been a car over this since the last time I rode it. Alright, oh, very light front wheel, we're in gear 1. You're getting little bits of wheel spin. Oh! Not only wheel spin, I just got the front wheel lift up. I'm smart enough to know that there's no point trying for a hill start on this. As you can see, it's just not a welcoming surface. Oh, he said. Right. Now, this part, I've had some success, I've had some abysmal failure, shall we say. Let's go. Oh. Unfortunately, I miscalced. Let's try again. Okay. Again, wheel spin, bit of lightness in the front wheel. Oh, okay, that was far too slow. I should have hit that a bit faster. Now what? Let's go back and try that again. He said as he slides down the loose hill. So this time we'll start over this side away from the loose sand. Oh. Right, so we're in power level and gear 1. Let's see if I can get a little bit. I'm just thinking whether I should start in gear 2, see if I can get a little bit of, nah, because then you've got to risk the gear change. Let's do it. Okay, more speed. Oh, got it. Again, we keep getting wheel spin. as I ride over some of my failed attempts where you can see my wheels tracks. Oh, okay. I'll drop down some power levels back to tour. Now the other day I rode through here and I thought I'd be clever and follow my own tracks, and the problem was one of the little washaways gave way and dropped the front wheel into a washaway, so no damage or anything. I didn't even fall off. I was going slow enough that I could have some reasonable control. Alright, so we're in 3, we're back to gear 2. Oh, a little bit to wheel spin, but mainly on the bounce. Oh, wheel spin. And I'm in gear 3. Now just down here is some tape that says danger. I believe, well, I've been through here that many times, I haven't found any danger. So I believe that's left over from when we had that last lot of floods. Again, some of these wheel ruts are a bit deep, so you have to time your pedal movement so you don't catch. This should be fairly easy, he said. We're in tour gear 3. Oh. Okay, see, we're still quite comfortable. I don't feel there's too much pedal pressure for gear 3. I was tempted to go to 2, but the feedback from the pedals was okay. Oh, anyway, there's the heart starter. I'll get back to you once I'm somewhere over on the other side of the highway, back in the bush. I just love the patination on the road, although it is reminiscent of once when I had this, and one of the largest red-bellied blacks I've ever seen was laying between, or just on the edge of one of the shadows. So again, you do keep an eye out. Main reason for this little clip is I forgot to mention when I was talking about the battery and getting 151 kilometers per charge, I forgot to mention that I've never done a top up. I always run the battery out. I'll do a ride and whatever's left the next day I'll just do an urban, or with some of the rides I'll use high power settings, and then as I'm getting home, if there's not a lot left, I'll just use higher power settings to run it out. So that's why the distance divided by charge cycles gives me a pretty accurate figure. Anyway, I'll get back to you when I'm on a wider open road. So to the left there, that's a signpost for the kilometres. So we're 5 kilometres from the start of this road. This has to be one of the main roads through the pine forest. This runs an easy 50 kilometres that direction, with many roads coming off it. And I'll slow down so cut back on the wind in the audio. But really, this is just a beautiful way to ride, to enjoy these bikes. Yes, they are capable of much more, but the simplicity of this is just amazing. Although before I began recording, there was a vehicle went past and I had to hold my breath. I suspect about now half of you are now thinking this could be slow TV, if you've ever watched that. So I shall get back to you. I slowed right down because I couldn't see and no one would have seen me. Holy moly. So that's about the 5th car along this road. Although most of them have been good and slowed down. Although one guy with his camper on the back, obviously heading out for school holidays, didn't slow down, and he had the big chunky tyres and they threw rocks. Oh. Oh. I'm only about 1.5 kilometres from getting to the other side of the highway. So let's see what happens on that track. Gotcha. You know I like to show you the quirky, and this is something I have never seen before in my life. So I've just come across that little bridge. It does flood. On the other side of that there's a sign showing you a speed limit that's new to this area, and there's another one here. 5 kilometres. Well, theoretically it should say kilometres per hour, but 5 kilometres is the speed limit through here, and trust me, I couldn't get that low. I have no idea why. Everything looks to be in reasonable condition. Anyway, back on the bike. So we're about 30 k's from home. We've done just under 76 kilometres. We have 46% of the battery left, but you know that the last 8% is usually not worth talking about. And our maximum speed 42. Boy, have I been sucking some dust from cars on the other part of the track. Hopefully this is a bit more isolated, less people, school holidays, etc. Gotcha.